Shalom, Yashrala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you to the truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone and taught us his truth and their rule well. And citation and much love for you, I can push this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here article real quick, which I found kind of fascinating. That there was some you know uh, um, things that was said. It's not just being said by Vladimir Putin here, but we've also heard these same things come from other world leaders, man. All right, but nevertheless, the world is pointing out, like the scriptures say, then the son of perdition will be revealed, the man of sin. All right, then shall that wicked be revealed. All right, the men of the Lord have been on the highways and the byways, calling this man out and telling you exactly who he is. All right, but now you're having these other world leaders do the same thing as well, man. All right, even their own tongues is falling upon them, man. All right, so this here article says globalist elite provoking bloody conflicts and coups. Putin, the Russian leader the Russian leader has accused Western powers of trying to build a system of robbery, violence, and suppression. All right, and this is that man is sin that the scriptures speak about. It says Western elites have consequences of the Nazis' insane ambitions. Russian President Vladimir Putin has said during the Victory Day parade speech on Red Square in Moscow, Russia believes that any ideology of superiority is by nature disgusting, criminal, and deadly. The president keep insisting on their exceptionalism. They pit people against each other, split societies, provoke bloody conflicts and coups, sow hatred, Russophobia, and aggression, nationalism, destroy traditional family values that make a human human. Putin said. All right, and this is Esau to the T, man. All right, this is the things that they promote. That how the scriptures speak about the Antichrist. All right, this is that so-called quote unquote Antichrist, anti-Hamashiach system. All right, everything is that Esau is pushing and putting out is in stark contrast to what the Lord said, man. All right, even from the GMO foods. All right, the Lord said, hey, they're supposed to have their seeds inside of them, man. All right, but Esau goes and he genetically modifies all these things, man. All right, male and female, he created them. All right, Esau gives you a billion different whatever you want to call them, genders or identities and things like that, man. All right, which is also destroying, like this article says, destroy traditional families, man. All right, giving you all turning the women up. You're free, sexually liberated. Just go out there and sleep with whoever you want. It's your body, your choice. And the crazy part about it is just like in this here society, man. You can be whatever you want to be except for being righteous. The same way with the women. You can do whatever you want to do with your body except for so-called preserve it, save it, and go and get married. You can be whatever you want to be except for a traditional woman or a wife, man. All right, these are the things that are all under attack. Here in Babylon the Great. I was listening to something the other day, and it was speaking about some of this here, some of the normal stuff that you hear about with these. I don't know how you want to call it. Manosphere topics, and sometimes you hear about the women, they want to be independent and everything else like that. And I was like, what people don't understand about all these things is not just that, not just them and their groups, the men movements, the female movements, the alphabet movements, and all these different things, the drug movements and everything else like that, the drill movements and all these different things. People don't realize that they all have one thing in common, man. All right, they all pretty much destroy the family unit and things like that. They all promote either, well, they don't necessarily promote this, but it's how do I put it? They're all in, not to say all in favor. They all end with the zero sum gain. All right, you're no longer reproducing, or if you are reproducing, you're just killing them off. Like in drill music, what are you doing? Killing and smoking the ops. All right, the alphabet community. Well, they're not reproducing, not with each other. Man and man can't reproduce, a woman and woman can't reproduce, right? The manosphere. Oh, just worry about stacking up your money and everything else like that, and forget women and all these different things and so on and so forth. Same with the women. Oh, I'm Miss Independent, I'm a boss, and I don't need no man and everything else like that. Well, and obviously we understand that, especially for the men of the Lord, your number one priority in this here place ain't women, man. All right, and you want to go further into these things, man. For a real stand up man, none of this stuff is how do I say? set up for you anyway, man. This is, like scripture say, a new thing shall be in the earth that a woman shall compass a man. All right, now we have women that are in control of everything else like that, man. So it's not going back the other way around. Not until the kingdom comes. But nevertheless, just saying all these different, saying all these examples, again, you could be listening to drill music or in these areas and not get killed off by it. But, the fact of the matter is there's a high percentage of these people that are being affected by all these different things, which again goes into what the destruction of the family. All right. Whether you not reproducing or when you do reproduce, that seed is being spoiled some type of way to where, it's either being killed off, put into the system, all right, or that seed, maybe they, you got a son now, they're into other men and everything else like that, and they stop reproducing, man. All right. So it's all going into the destruction of the traditional family. All right. It says, according to the Russian leader, all of this is being done by the U.S. and allies in order to further dictate their will, their rights, and their rule, and implement what is basically a system of robbery, violence, and suppression on an international stage. And the scriptures speak about this as well too. He need to keep it at home. All right, he's a proud man and need to keep it at home. And he transgresses by his wand. All right, the scriptures speak about all these things, man. Him and his little philosophies, his little things that he comes up with and everything else, and have people following after him, signing up to these different deals and everything. All right, but what? He gathered unto him all these different nations. And what does he do? He reigned over top of all these people, man. Steal their resources from up under them, man. All right, imposing their will onto the people, man. All right, you have these different nations and things like that that'll be, I can't think of the proper term to be using, but let's just say they have traditional views and values into that country. Well, all of a sudden, what these American Edomites will do, they'll go over there and cause some type of war, conflict into your country, stir up things into your area, and do a couple different things. They'll either be like, well, look, y'all can pay us for protection, but if you do, then this is what you have to it's the old mob trick for paying for what they call paying for protection. It's just extortion. You got a business, a legitimate business. Let's say you selling donuts in your business. Now your business don't have no problem, right? You just there making money. What I'm saying? You're a profitable business and everything. The mob come up to you and they want to extort you. So what they'll say is, hey, look, you owe us now for protection, right? And we're like, protection from what? We don't got no problems over here. All right, you don't want to pay for protection? We'll see how long that goes on. So what does the mob do, or i.e. America does? They'll go over there and they'll create, all right, the so-called harm or the violence to your business. Now, you didn't have no crime or nothing like that going on in your business before, but they try to charge you for protection, right? But who the hell's, they're going to be protecting you from? But then now, you turn them down, but now they're going over here, breaking into your store, vandalizing your situation and everything else like that. See, we told you need protection. No, I don't need protection. I need you to get the hell up out of my business, man. America does the same thing. They'll go over there and stir up some shit into your land, right? Look at Ukraine, right? Stir up some shit into your land, send them so much money in the debt that they can't ever pay it off. All right, and like, what we'll do is, in order for you to pay it off is we'll and destroy some of their infrastructure. But we'll go over there and rebuild your stuff. Let's say like in the sense of Iraq and everything else like that. We'll go and rebuild your stuff. But guess what? Since you ain't got the money to pay for none of this, we're gonna operate all this and we're gonna take ours off the top. Instead of they say with Iraq had oil. America went over there and blew up a lot of their infrastructure and went back and rebuilt it. And guess what? They was reaping off the benefits from that oil. All right, and Ukraine the same thing. They got resources over there, but also you want a military base, so they go over there, create a war, put them in debt. All right, and the only way out and the only way to pay off this here debt, whether the leader over there dies or whatever happens to him. Hey, well, the population. Hey, well, I mean, we paid y'all all this money. Y'all would have been got wiped off the face of the earth if it wasn't for us and everything. We got to set up bases over here, and we got dibs on all y'all resources and everything else like that, man. This is what they wind up doing, man. All right, this is how they go over there and they rob the people of their resources. All right, set up violence and coups into their how do I say, into their nations and things like that, man. All right, and pervert the minds of the people. All right. It says, it seems that they have forgotten what the insane ambitions of the Nazis led to. They have forgotten who defeated the monstrous total evil, he stressed. Referring to the conflict in Ukraine, Putin said that a real war has been unleashed against, I guess I'm supposed to say, our motherland, but we resist the international terrorism. We'll also defend the residents of Donbass and assure our security. The aim of the West is to achieve the disintegration and destruction of our country, nullify the results of World War II completely, break down a system of global security and international law, and strangle any sovereign centers of development. He insisted. The U.S. and its allies are to blame for the outbreak of the conflict in Ukraine. The head of state said, "Overwhelming ambition and arrogance, and permissiveness inevitably led to tragedies. This is the reason for the catastrophe that the Ukrainian people are now facing," he pointed out. The Ukrainians became hostages of a coup that took place in the country in 2014 and were turned into a bargaining chip by the West, which uses the countries to implement its cruel, selfish plans. And that's exactly what what Esau's doing, like I was just going into. In fact, let's just go ahead and grab that in the scriptures real quick. Habakkuk 2:5, it says, "Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man and neither keepeth at home." And so, like in that scenario that was just spoken about in Ukraine, all right, they was like, what they don't realize is that, this ain't even the Ukrainian government that's over here that's so-called standing up to Russia and want to fight Russia. This is an American proxy, because you got to go back to the coup that happened in 2014. All right, and what is a coup d'etat? Is when you go over there and you overthrow somebody's government, and you could have a successful or unsuccessful coup d'etat, right? A sign of an unsuccessful coup d'etat would be like Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela when they was trying to, it was Obama and them was trying to kill him. All right, they was bombing him while he was having speeches and all kind of shit, man. All right, had the people so-called like a coup, basically a coup d'etat, man. And they voted on this Juan Guaido, supposedly voted on this Juan Guaido person and all these things. That was unsuccessful because Maduro still alive and he's still in control. All right, or you can have your man get taken out, whoever's over there gets taken out, but then America fails to secure the bag and fill in that space. All right, those are unsuccessful coups. Well, a successful coup is, hey man, we got the person up out of there, and now we got our person into that position, man. All right, so hey, you have scenarios like that. So a successful coup ends up with your person or the person who's backing the coup to be instated as in control. All right, and this is exactly what you're seeing going on over there, man. All right, it says, "Yeah, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man and needs to keep it at home." And another thing, that transgression by wine, feeding them this here, in the beginning when he was talking about the conflict with Ukraine and everything, America was, beefing up their arms and everything over there in Ukraine, but then also gaslighting them, telling them, "Hey, look, man, if Russia try to invade y'all, we got y'all back all the way through and through." And they kept saying this: "We're gonna defend every inch of NATO. We're gonna defend every inch." Well, what y'all gonna do if Russia invade Ukraine? We're gonna protect every inch of NATO. We're gonna protect every inch of NATO. Well, Ukraine wasn't part of NATO, right? But that was the ideology that they sort of, we're gonna come, we're gonna fight, we're gonna defend, blah blah blah. Well, listen to the same rhetoric that's being talked about in Taiwan right about now, man. Oh, if China does this, we're gonna go over there, we're gonna fight, we're gonna defend. Then you can't get a clear answer out of them. So if such and such happen, will you send American troops over there day one in a fighting capacity to go over there on an offensive role, or just go an all out war against the opposition over there? Is that what y'all plan on doing? They won't give you a precise answer on those things like that, man. They'll just say, "Oh well, we're going to defend all of our allies and every inch of NATO." Like, what, nigga? They not a part of that. All right. And how do you mean? What do you mean by defending them? What do you mean by helping them? All right. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man and neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, as death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." All right, and the reason that he gathers unto himself all these different people, again, is to reign over top of them, to steal their resources and things like that, man. All right, and let's go Isaiah 14 real quick. Isaiah 14:9 says, "Hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming, and stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations." All right, and this is part of what they call regime change, man. raising those kings up off of those thrones. So, Putin was even, hey, this is the reason they got this going on over there, man. Remember 2014? So, you ask these Americans on the mainstream media and everything else like that, what's going on over there in Russia, right? What's going on in Ukraine and everything else like that, man. They will all tell you, oh, Russia's the bad guy. Russia's the boogeyman. Russia went over there and what they was dead wrong, and so on and so forth. Recently they just had a fight. What was the dude named Canelo, right? Which is, I believe, it's a Mexican boxer. And I believe they said that when he came out with, with the Mexican flag and the Ukrainian flag. And, you got to think, well, what the hell do they got the Ukrainian flag out there for? Oh, they're in support of this and they're in the support of that. And you hear the people talk about, yeah, the support, blah, 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 Ukraine, blah, blah, blah. How dare you try to say Russia or go with Russia or talk down about Ukraine and everything. And I'm like, y'all people don't realize what the fuck is going on over there, do y'all? Y'all under the same narrative, oh, Russia's the boogeyman. You can't trust the Russians. They just be invading every damn body. They just wake up one day and just go and invade your country and everything. Like, motherfucker, that's what America does. Russia ain't invaded a goddamn person, man. It would be like, oh, what's going on in Ukraine? Yeah, they defending themselves. Y'all don't realize about this coup that happened in 2014. Y'all just look at the reaction to certain things, man. All right, but you don't go and you look at the whole scenario, what's going on out here, man. All right, but nevertheless, hey, this is part of that transgressing by that wand, selling people a roost the whole time, man. All right, you got these people believing that this is going on because Russia just woke up on the wrong side of the bed one damn day. Vladimir Putin woke up, was like, you know what? Fuck it, I decided I'm gonna just go and start invading some countries and shit just because. But that's not what's going on over there, man. Same with China and Taiwan. Or you think that Xi Jinping just woke up on the wrong side of the bed? Or we going to fuck them niggas over there, man? Nah, man. America's over there. How do I say? Staging weapons into these other countries, man. Surrounding these other nations, man. Preparing to battle against them. All right, and these other nations are wise enough to take a stance and like, now we got to protect ourselves. We can't allow you to sit over here and pile up right here onto our yard and everything else like that, man. All right, so hey, you know what's going on, man. All right, it's just like you got a goddamn Hellcat and it's sitting outside of your damn driveway, right? You know what I'm saying? You got a camera and everything outside. Now you see, a group of young dudes start walking up to your car, right? Now they all looking out, all inside the windows of your car. They peeping. They was walking down the street. They just decided to stop. Now they all got the hand up to the window, looking all in the car and everything else like that. Now they hadn't stole the car just yet, but they walked up. They didn't. Matter of fact, they didn't walk up. They drove up in another car. Somebody that stopped in front of your driveway. They didn't hopped out. They're looking around. You see the guys on. You know what the hell's going on. You know what? Hey, this is about to be a carjacking. They about to go in here and try to break my window and steal my car. Now look, they got the hand up to the window, all looking in the car and everything else like that. Now at that point in time, would you be in the right or would you be in the wrong to say something to them people? Hey, get away from my car. Would you be in the wrong for saying something to the people? Because that big, in a sense, they just walking down the street. They just so happen to be walking to your car. There's a sidewalk by your car. Like they ain't did shit to your car. Oh, they all looking in my car. But hey, mate, they might have just been looking at your car. They can't look inside your car. If your windows wasn't tinted, they couldn't look over and see inside the windows of your car. Like, bruh, they way too fucking close up on my. What the hell they looking at my car for? They look like they finished. Did they steal your car yet? I'm like, nah, but this is what it looked like when they about to steal a car. But they ain't stole your car yet. So what you complaining about? Oh, just because they broke your window, your car's still right there now, ain't it? They ain't steal it yet. Now, did they? Well, I mean, they are in the driver's seat right now. I'm trying to hotwire my car, but they ain't stole the car yet. Now, have they? The car's still in your driveway. You can still see the car. They still right there. They ain't stole your car yet. This is the mindset that these, the transgressing by one. This is the mindset that these people have over there, man. Oh, well, Russia didn't win and invaded them and everything. Yeah, I didn't say something to these niggas out here. I done called the police on these niggas for trying to steal my car because they didn't pulled up, hopped out in front of my car. They looking inside of my car and busted the window of my car and in the process of hotwiring my car. And just because the car's still in the driveway at this point in time and they ain't made it up the block yet with the car, you saying they ain't stole the car yet? I shouldn't be panicking and reacting. I shouldn't be calling the police. Or you the one provoked it. You shouldn't have called the police on them. You the one made them. Now the police pulled up. Of course they was going to run with the car. What do you think that they was going to do? They had every right to run with the car. You called the police on them like, nigga, really? But this is how these Americans are their mindset is. Putin's like, hey, well, you got to remember, this all started with a coup in 2014. Like, yeah, you got to remember, I called the police because these niggas was breaking the window of my car. They got dropped off in front of my house. They broke the window of my car. They inside the seat hot wiring this motherfucker, man. I'm not finna wait for my cars to be completely out of sight and gone. all right, on a chop shop, on a boat somewhere to Africa for me to call. Oh, all right, now, at this point, it's safe to say that they just stole the car and they shipping it for parts and everything because the parts has already been parted and the parts has already been sold. They halfway been installed into another car. Now we can call the police. But until that happens, just because they didn't broke the window of your car, they looking in your car, they sitting in the seat, don't mean they're gonna take the car. Even though they're trying to hotwire the car, they might just want to hear what it sounds like when it's running. Come on, man. But this is the bullshit that Esau be trying to push, man. All right. It says uh let me jump down to verse 16. It says, they that see thee shall nearly look upon thee and shall consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms, that made the world a wilderness, that destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All right. And this is, again, one of the new sentiments that's going around about Esau or these American Edomites, man. You got the French president, Emmanuel Macron, calling him out. You got the Turkish president calling him out. You got the Mexican president calling him out. You got the Chinese president calling him out. All right. You got the Russian president calling him out at this point in time, man. So everybody, that's not even to mention the people that so-called hardcore hate America, North Korea and Iran and shit like that. All right, but you see all these other nations like, damn, don't some of y'all got relationships with, all of them got relationships with America. Or they all do business with them on some type of accord. But you got like 2 NATO members or 2 of your military allies, you know what I'm saying, that's talking shit to you right about now, man. Calling you out for your the bullshit you got going on over there, man. All right, you got Mexico saying, look, the hypocrisy. Y'all talking about the violence. We got cartel problems. Y'all got gang problems. We equal on that front. But what's up with all y'all school shootings and mass shootings y'all got going on, man? Y'all topping the charts today. So y'all need to worry about that before y'all worry about us. All right, and this is what they, the things they got going on. Emmanuel Macron and members of Europe. Look, man, we're not just blindly following Babylon the Great no more, man, because them niggas be tripping, man. They the ones going over here to destroying the whole earth, man. Let's go back to the Habakkuk real quick. Habakkuk 2:5 says, yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man and neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell, and his death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. It says, shall they not take up a parable against him, and a taunted proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, and how long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. You also see this happen as far as, a lot of these nations starting to back up out of the American dollar. They're trying to get out of that deal because, hey, America is printing themselves into oblivion, man. They're the ones that are collapsing their own dollar, man. And some of these nations, you see the BRICS nations and all these other nations that are forming alliances with one another and stop trading in American dollars, man. All right. Verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them? Now, hey, it'll be a different tone in everybody's support Ukraine, agenda over here in America. If Russia was to take the stance like, all right, fuck it, we ain't gonna just keep sugarcoating this no more. We know America is basically fighting a proxy war with us, so fuck Ukraine. We just finna go ahead and cut the head off the snake, and we're gonna just bring the war to America, man. We now announcing full blown war directly with America. We ain't even wasting no more time. We pulling all our troops out of Ukraine, and we just in a direct conflict now with America, man. Hey, all these Americans' tones would change, man. They would say, oh, see, Russia, Putin and woke up on the wrong side of the bed. I told you this nigga was crazy. They would never look at the fact that, hey, America's been waging a proxy war against them for what, a whole year, maybe 2 going on now. All right, so, or this is going into the 2nd year now, but hey, they wouldn't look at any of these things, man. But hey, it's not going to surprise you that all these nations decide to one day just wake up and just look at America as the enemy, look at them as food. All right, look at America as for ravishing. All right, verse 8, it says, because I have spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land and all the city that dwell therein. All right, and so hey, again, this is going to be a point in time where these nations are going to, strike back at Babylon the Great, man. All right. But I'm gonna go ahead and close out with this. I didn't want to make this here lesson that long, but nevertheless, hey, that article, as far as the anniversary of the victory over World War II and these old tyrants, 70 years later, you have the same thing going on once again, man. All right, there's just a new enemy, a new stage, and hey, things about to kick back off again, man. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakak Badash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone and taught us this truth and our rule well. And citation and much love for your IQ pushing this truth and sincerity over the 4 corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.